Eagle High Pictures presents a Paschal mystery production. One time, a long time ago, there was nothing on this earth. It was a time where there was nothing but darkness and the earth was empty. This was until God decided to change things. He said to himself that he would want there to be light and that he wanted to separate the light from the darkness. Then God decided that he liked the light and that it would appear in the day, and darkness would appear at night. This would be the first day of the earth. In the days that followed, God began to continue to build the earth. He began forming the sky, clouds, sea, and land. This dry land he called was earth. Then, as every day had passed, more things arrived on the new earth, such as trees, birds, and further creatures. By the time the sixth day had come to a close, God had created the first ever man and woman. Thus reached the seventh day, where God had completed his work of creation. The Lord made this day holy, because he rested after his creation of the world. Noah and the flood. In recent years, God had become frustrated with his creation of humans, being how they were full of evil and wickedness. This feeling of disgust with his creation of humans had become so much so that he had come up with a plan to wipe all humans, animals, birds, and all crawling creatures from his earth as he regretted their existence. However, God gave Noah favor, as Noah was a righteous man and walked with God. The favor that God gave Noah was telling him his plan that a flood would cast over the earth and that it would kill any living creature in its sight. He told Noah through a covenant that he shall build an ark that could hold every creature with one other of its alike. He promised Noah that this ark would keep his wife, their 3 sons, and their sons' wives, and every living being, including himself, on the ark alive. Noah obliged and listened to God's word. 10 Commandments. God gives to the Israelites a series of new-founded regulations that they must obey to be in accordance with God. At this moment in salvation history, the Israelites were coming off the release from their enslavement in Egypt, led by Moses, who God sent to them. God would make sure the Israelites know in these regulations that he was the reason that they were freed. The Israelites listened carefully and agreed to what God is saying to them. Samson. Samson was one of the most powerful men that God has ever created, as he was born with supernatural strength given to him by his Lord. However, despite his incredible physical abilities, Samson's ravenous desires for revenge and Philistine woman was the cause for his eventual downfall. King Saul. The son of the powerful Benjamin, who was described as the most handsome Israelite that God had ever created. However, Saul was a polarizing figure and had to go through a tenacious journey to become king. Davidic Covenant. God makes a covenant with David that will change the direction of his life forever. God tells David that as long as he stays in accordance with him, that he will ensure David a descendant that will make his throne last forever. Isaiah's suffering servant. This story tells of a man who was treated terribly by society and wrongfully killed. However, God sees that this man has done no wrongs and resurrects him. This man is an example of what Jesus experienced in his crucifixion and resurrection. New Covenant. A new covenant that God specifically makes with the house of Israel and Judah. Daniel. one of the most gifted figures in salvation history, Daniel prophesies the coming of the Messiah in a 70-week time frame.